Hello YouTube. Thanks for joining us. My lovely wife Dee Dee is doing the camera work as we drive to Ensenada, Texas to go see Janet Krueger. She's a well-known artist, and I contacted her to commission a painting that I've had in my head for 12 years maybe. And she's finished it, and I'm going to look at it for the first time. It's a visual of working cattle that I've had, and it's called First Job. So we're gonna be showing this painting shortly, and I'm pretty excited about it. Janet is an amazing artist and has a lot of wonderful works that are out there. So she and I spoke on the phone, and she's anxious and excited, very pleased with it. So that makes me happy. It's a combo. It's kind of like a child, that it's my visual, but the artist being able to have my visual, you know, it's pretty impossible to have the exact same. So it's going to be the combination of her great talent and my visual will be the final product. So it's pretty exciting, and wanted to share it with YouTube. All right, so this is Janet, the renowned artist, famous, that lives in the middle of nowhere, but known throughout, well, where? I know all of Texas.
South Texas, let's say
South Texas. And she agreed to commission this vision I had, and it's become our child. Would you agree?
I hesitantly, yeah.
Because
I'll agree.
It's your talent, and
yes,
because you can't get exactly my picture in my head.
I think of it more of a melding.
Yeah,
a melding.
Right.
It's like the thing that Spock
right.
did. It's a mind meld.
Right. So tell us your perspective on this, from how it started.
Well, this was a proposal by Kerry to create an image that he had in his mind, and wanted to have it represented in a painting. And we talked about the image a lot, where things went, who was who were participating in the event, and I felt comfortable painting it because my past work has included a lot of what's called narrative art, which is art that typically includes figures, people, and also tells a story. And he had told me this compelling story, this story from his youth that had stayed with him forever, and this is what he wanted, and this is what I have tried to do. This is the unveiling. I should have put a black thing over it.
Yeah, that would, yeah.
Darn it. Okay, so anyway, that's sort of the background there.
And so another little detail, when this all started, I had double replacement, partial placement knee surgery, and Janet was just getting ready to do a full replacement on her knee, and she was anxious about that.
Yes.
And I had just gone through it, and I kind of talked to her about it, and we shared that experience, and she had hers done. And how'd that go?
Perfect. It's like I don't know why, and I know everyone says this, I don't know why I put it off so long. I was concerned, worried, frightened, all of the above that people feel before they, embark on some huge thing that's going to alter their body. But for me, it was an alteration for the better, and I'm happy with my new knee. Although we went to a Spurs game last weekend, a weekend or so ago, and I set off all the alarms when I went through the thing, and I'm like, I don't have anything in my pockets, and George is standing over going, your knee.
So what was your frame of mind when we started talking about this?
Well, I said that I didn't know what was going to happen and how it was going to work with the surgery and the knee and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I have no idea how long it's going to take to do this painting. I think I can get it done by Christmas, because I had other things at the same time. I was working on a full one-person show at the Hunt Gallery in San Antonio.
Your tone and frame of mind was not anything as pleasant as it is today, because you were worried about that, and
Yeah, I
you
was.
had it done. You did everything you were supposed to,
Yes.
and your pain was relieved. And then after that, a month or so, we had talked or something, and I told you, I could just hear in your voice.
Yes, that's
How
what
much
everyone
better
says.
you
sound like
felt.
a different person.
Yeah, how much better. And then when you got into the painting and we talked, I could hear your voice of your excitement about doing this painting also. And that brought me great joy,
Well, good.
all of it. So this is where we are now. We both have been anxious about this and have excitement. And I appreciate you so much in taking this on.
Well,
and I'm really excited that this has come to fruition. And we're
I
ready.
appreciate your patience.
No.
You said you knew that I was a person to do this, and
Yes.
that was okay whenever it got done.
That's right. That's right. All right, well, let's go look at it. All right.
This is my studio. Hi.
It's just, there's so much, and it's just right. The colors and the pins and all of it. All right.
Is this a good reaction, or can you tell?
All right, show them. So this is we're calling it first job. So in the pens, when you're working cattle, it's chaotic. We're all working, and the young boy isn't really old enough or strong enough to do this part yet. So he's got his job, and he's getting involved, and he's learning how this works. So he's supposed to hold these other calves back so they don't do this, so they don't create the chaos. But you can see the cowboys, they don't give up. Once you get one down, you've got to hold your ground and get this done, because then it'll never stop. So this boy knows that he's failed, but he can't do anything about this now, so he's got to stay there. But he's looking to see how bad it is, and you can see the rancher foreman. He's looking at him, not too pleasant. He's knowing it, but this is reality, and this happens to all of us. That those calves are chaotic, because when they get away from their moms, they're trying to find them, and they're running around all over the place. So holding them like that is a tough job, and this happens regularly. Sometimes they just run over the cowboys, but Janet's captured this perfect. Just the presentation. It's been 12 years in the making, and it's here, and it's exciting and brilliant. And thank you, Janet. Appreciate it. I also want to credit George, because George is a rancher, cowboy also, and she's bounced her thoughts off of George, helping with this also to make it what it is.
In fact, I was a model once or twice, having to hold particular positions while Janet would sketch.
Oh, see, so he's also, so she owes
You're
him.
really involved, yeah.
Yeah, this is great, Janet, thank you.
Well, I have a lot of preparatory work that I did. That if you wanted to look at it, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So water trough in the pens is great. Our branding iron heater, branding iron's coming out. So you tight pins, and then the mamas are back in the back watching it. And it's got the calf stretched out exactly, technique, tongue out, that's so perfect.
I've enjoyed this as well as it's developed. because it's brought back a lot of memories of our family doing this, and where my brother was in the position of the man on the far right, and he did, I think he got like grazed by a hoof on his head.
Yeah.
And so it's a very realistic depiction of what happens accidentally.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's how it is, and I'm excited to have this at my house. Now, what's the plan to send it to
To the Hunt Gallery. To
Sandy?
frame? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
at the Hunt Gallery in San Antonio, and we'll get a frame for it. And we'll have a new video once it's hung on the wall, because we're still a few weeks from that.
We're thinking about what I want to put on that great big canvas there.
I love that big size.
Yeah. And then there's the other people over there. my co roommates for my studio, which I haven't resolved yet.
So when we started too, she said she doesn't really do romantic, but if that's not a romantic painting right there, that's pretty cool. Water trough bathing, that's an experience and personal. But
Prom night. In
Oh,
the
is that
cactus.
prom?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
all right, we did it.
Done.
Wonderful.
Done deal.
Super. Thank
Good.
you.
You sure?
Oh,
It's what you
awesome.
had in your mind, you know, it's,
Yeah.
again, whatever you had in your mind now has been replaced by this. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or
It's
bad.
awesome. No, it's you know, I knew, you can't perfectly do what's in my mind, and you've enhanced that, because your mind doesn't have all the other details in there so much
I used
that you captured.
I used a lot of the, the photos that you had sent me of your pens and your little
Yeah.
sort of diorama that
That
you made
red
with your
gate
friends.
is perfect. Look just
Yeah.
like
And then I went up to our pens, and I thought, because I needed, this whole side was a little difficult, and I thought, I don't know what I need over there, but I need something, and then the water troughs appealed, and I thought a water trough would be a good thing to
it's
add.
excellent. It's a great. We have one in our pens. It would just be back out of sight in front
Yeah,
of
right.
where the
Yes.
cow's belly is, the
Yes.
ground.
Well, it's a,
Yeah,
it's like
so
a
I like
TV
it
it's like a
better
TV
there.
show.
Yeah, I like it better there.
And so I also did several versions of the fence that you had in your pictures of
Mhm.
your pens that were like, I don't know how they're made. It reminded me a lot of.
They're hodgepodge,
old-
just
I
like
know,
this.
there's like all sorts of overlapping and stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna make it to where it looks that way, but isn't exactly the way
Yeah,
the
no, it looks
fence
great.
is.
Yeah,
I like the
absolutely.
pipe gate in the
Yeah.
back, the red pipe gate.
Yeah.
Those, and then there was the pear burner thingy, whatever it's called. I don't know what it has.
Heater.
A
Yeah.
what?
The branding iron
The
heater.
branding iron heater. And it theoretically is connected to a tank, propane or something.
Right.
Maybe not at that day, but maybe so, it probably was. And I didn't want to put that in and then.
It's been both ways.
Yes.
It's done that way too, if you can't get the propane, but it would normally be
Yeah,
a
there'd be
pear
pipe
burner that
that's-
was stuck into
Yes,
the
into
hole
the hole.
on the back side
Yes.
to heat it.
Yes.
But this is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, and so anyway, that
not
was.
everyone has pear burner.
Right, and so I thought, okay, a lot of people aren't going to know what it is or how it works,
Yeah.
but you would, and so that's why.
That looks great.
Yes,
Yes, that's perfect.
yeah,
And I love the height of it. It's the right height for you.
yeah. And I didn't want him to be holding, at one point he was holding a branding iron,
Yeah.
but that didn't work. It looked too kind of, I don't know what, aggressive or
Yeah.
threatening or
Right.
just like
Oh.
brandishing a hot thing, And so I didn't do that. They were just getting ready, to do the cattle work, and so they hadn't got it out yet. And then I was concerned about the white-faced calves in the corner, and I know that you have a lot of black cattle, and but if they were black then it would be really hard to make them show up.
Yeah,
It'd just
no.
be one big black thing.
Right. No, we have all, it's crossbreeding and, you know, those are out of a Hereford bull.
Good. Okay, that's fine. He didn't show up. He wasn't in the back pen.
Yeah, no, not necessary, because you don't want the bull in the pens with you.
Yeah, they just
And
make
normally you
more
want
problems.
it, yeah, because
Okay.
he just slows the operation down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The here's my folder. I have all these. All right. This is my